how one judge sides with Logan Paul, and then after that the announcer says how another judge sides with KSI. And at that moment I was like, we are back in action, my friends. I am so glad to see you back. Now that the rematch between Logan Paul and KSI has finally happened and all the dust has settled down, because all those crazy press conferences for this entire boxing rematch was one hell of a roller coaster ride, I tell you. I watch a lot of WWE wrestling myself, so I know entertainment when I see it, and those press conferences had the word entertainment written all over it.
If you tell me what 7 times 8 is.
You can love him or hate him, but Logan Paul and KSI did a fantastic job during those press conferences, because not only did they get everyone's attention and got everyone talking about their boxing rematch, but they got a whole ton of people like me to order that pay-per-view to watch it. For a boxing match that involved 2 YouTubers, there was a lot of commotion going on. It was definitely one of those rare moments in life where everyone, and I mean everyone, boxing fans and non-boxing fans, coming out of the woodwork to see happen. If you saw my last video talking about if Logan Paul and KSI were sellouts, then you already know that I used my rewards credit card to order this pay-per-view. And if anyone is wondering, yes, the 1.5% cashback I got from ordering this pay-per-view is nice and safe in my piggy bank. So a big thanks to Logan Paul, KSI, and my rewards credit card for the 1.5% cashback. You guys are the man. But now that the boxing event came and went and is a part of history now, I wanted to take some time and let you all know what I thought about it. A lot of interesting things happened, so I would say that in my opinion, this boxing event gets a thumbs up from me. I would consider it a success because of one very important thing, and that's entertainment. When I say the word success, I'm not talking about all that boring stuff like pay-per-view sales and ticket sales. My name is not Eddie Hearn, who's a boxing promoter, to be worrying or even caring about all that boring stuff. My name is Matt Spicer, a chocolate chip-eyed marshmallow who ordered this pay-per-view as a fan, and the only thing I cared about was if this pay-per-view was going to be entertaining or not. I seriously put all my eggs in one basket and only ordered this pay-per-view to see one boxing match and only one boxing match alone, and that's to see Logan Paul box against KSI for that YouTube championship belt. I saw the entire boxing match and I must say I was pretty entertained by it all, and that's why I said I'm giving this boxing event a thumbs up. Entertainment was just all over the place, and that's why you guys have to hear about the greatest prank of 2019 happening during the big night of the boxing match. Everyone who had tickets to see the boxing match in person are pretty lucky, but no one in that entire arena thought in a million years that someone would actually pull a prank that night. One way to find out if a prank is good or not is based on how many people can fall for that prank, because the more people that fall for it, the more funny and better that prank becomes. So when you have a handful of YouTubers like Keemstar, Summer Rae, Rice Gum, FaZe Rug, Tana Mojo, and a whole bunch of other YouTubers falling for this prank, then you already know that this prank is going to be really good, and I didn't even tell you what happened yet. All I'm saying is the mastermind behind this prank really did their homework, and their timing for this prank is on point, because this prank had to happen on November 9th or else it would never work. But let me tell you what this prank actually is and how it all went down, because this prank has officially become one of my personal favorites of 2019. So do any of you guys know who Ed Sheeran is or listen to his music? I would hope that you know who Ed Sheeran is, or at least heard the name, because this guy can make some pretty good music that is worthy of being on anyone's playlist. He's what you call a celebrity. Now, why am I talking about Ed Sheeran? Well, let me tell you why. I don't know what it is about celebrities, but people go crazy when they see one. It's kind of like spotting a rare Pokemon, except we're not Pokemon trainers who can try and capture them. The closest thing regular people having and capturing a celebrity like a Pokemon is by taking a picture with them. So being a celebrity must be a pretty tough job, because imagine trying to go to the grocery store. Tons of people will recognize them and start following them all around the store and want their picture taken with them. That's why I think being a celebrity is not as easy as it sounds. Now imagine if Ed Sheeran showed up to the Logan Paul and KSI boxing rematch. How many people do you think are going to follow him all around and want their picture taken? I don't know an exact number here, but let's just say it's going to be a ton of people. But how funny would it be if all those people that got a picture with someone who they thought was Ed Sheeran later found out that wasn't even the real Ed Sheeran at all, because the person that they got a picture with was just an imposter. It was a lookalike. It was just some regular average Joe who looked like Ed Sheeran, because that's exactly what happened on November 9th. The amount of random people and YouTubers who got tricked by the celebrity lookalike prank was absolutely hilarious. When you hear someone like Keemstar saying that he's going to tell his grandchildren about meeting what he thinks is the real Ed Sheeran, then you know this prankster did a really good job. I don't know who this lookalike is or where they dug this guy up, but he is as close as you can get to the real thing, because if you don't look close enough, then this lookalike can fool almost anyone. If I was there at the boxing event, I would have been fooled too, because I know what Ed Sheeran looks like, kind of. I'm just not that hardcore of a fan to spot the little tiny detailed differences with a lookalike. So the amount of YouTubers and people that fell for this prank is absolutely hilarious, and that's why I say it's one of the greatest pranks of 2019. But now let's talk about the actual boxing event and what parts kept me entertained. Now I know it's not just me, but I know me and almost everyone else who ordered this pay-per-view just wanted to see Logan Paul and KSI box each other. You know the moment of truth is about to happen when you have KSI tweeting to everyone that he's going to be next on Twitter. I don't know if anyone else found this funny, but in my mind, I was mentally preparing to see Logan Paul and KSI come out to the boxing ring. But you know what I see? I see what looks like to me a fake Logan Paul and a fake KSI coming out to the boxing ring instead. Maybe it's just me, but I found it hilarious and was dying of laughter because I wasn't expecting to see something like that. You know when you bite into a cookie and you're expecting it to be a chocolate chip cookie, but then after you bite into it, that's when you realize that it's not a chocolate chip cookie, but it's actually an oatmeal cookie? Well, that's exactly what happened to me when I saw the fake Logan Paul and fake KSI come out to the boxing ring. Take a look at how Logan Paul and KSI look real quick. You see how they look like, right? And now imagine KSI tweeting, "Your boy's up next." You mentally have a picture of what you're expecting to see, and that's Logan Paul and KSI. But the more you watch your television screen, this is what you see pop up on your screen. Now do you see why I gave those two the nickname, the fake Logan Paul and the fake KSI, right? I thought it was pretty funny, so I actually saw that boxing match go down because I guess it was fate's way of warming everyone up before the real thing. One thing I kept wondering is, how much did those front row tickets cost to be at ringside for this boxing event? Because something tells me that having ringside seats is pretty expensive. Come to think of it, I think having ringside seats of anything is going to be expensive. But you know who had the best seat in the entire Staples Center for this Logan Paul and KSI boxing match? It wasn't Justin Bieber or any other big name celebrities that showed up to the event, because I think the best seat in the entire house has to go to the referee. Being a referee must be pretty cool because you literally have the best seat in the entire house as you watch two guys box each other right in front of you. I think referees need to start wearing those GoPro helmet cameras because I'm pretty sure they can capture some amazing footage. We should call it the referee cam because I'm sure that the GoPro is going to capture some HD quality footage to be used for an awesome highlight reel later on. I was pretty entertained with the action that went down, so I have no complaints. Towards the end of the boxing match, I almost had a mini panic attack though, because for what seemed like the longest seconds of my life, it really looked like it was going to be another draw. I know I wanted Logan Paul to win, but I was so happy that KSI won because now I can say to myself that it wasn't fake and this boxing match was 100% real. If this rematch was another draw, I was going to throw my popcorn in the air and say that this is some WWE stuff over here because I thought it was real the entire time. The emotional roller coaster I went through when the results were coming in on who the winner was going to be, Logan Paul or KSI, was all over the place. My heart was pumping because that announcer really knows how to make things very suspenseful. All I remember hearing was the announcer saying on the microphone how one judge sides with Logan Paul, and then after that the announcer says how another judge sides with KSI. And at that moment I was like, oh my god, are you serious right now? Is this going to be another draw? This better not be another draw. Please don't be another draw. Anything but another draw. But when the announcer said, "To the winner by split decision from the United Kingdom. That's when everyone knew KSI won, and I was happy that it wasn't another draw. I wanted Logan Paul to win, but the better man won that night, so you have to respect it. But my favorite part that made everything go full circle was when Logan Paul and KSI hugged it out, squashed the beef, and became cool with each other. That's what I like to see, and that's what you call entertainment. And now I can't wait to see the next YouTube boxing event happen. I think it's safe to say that Logan Paul and KSI both proved that people want to see YouTubers box each other, which is why this event was such a huge success. Because if we took out Logan Paul and KSI from this boxing event, we really wouldn't have a spectacular event now, won't we? This is why we need to go back to just having YouTubers box each other and maybe have this YouTube boxing thing as a yearly event. Kinda like how there's a YouTube Rewind, but now there's a YouTube boxing event. And speaking of YouTube Rewind, this boxing event has to be on YouTube Rewind, because if it isn't on YouTube Rewind, then I guess the people at YouTube didn't see all the press conferences or even order the pay-per-view to see all the action go down. If this event isn't proof enough that people want to see YouTubers box each other, then I don't know what is. I honestly don't know when the next YouTube boxing event is going to happen, but I would definitely love to see more YouTubers box each other. If I had to pick my fantasy YouTube boxing lineup right now, it's definitely going to be something like Ninja versus Tfue. I would love to see those two go at it so we can all see who's the real king of gaming. And since this is a fantasy YouTube boxing match lineup, I would honestly love to see James Charles versus Jeffree Star to decide who's the champion of makeup. But that's just fantasy talk here, but let's get back to reality. Now that KSI defeated Logan Paul, the YouTube boxing champion is going to need another opponent to box in the future, and there is a strong chance that it might just be Jake Paul. Jake Paul was pretty bummed out that his brother lost, so maybe he might want to avenge his brother's loss or something. So a big question that a lot of people are having is, will Jake Paul box against KSI? Keemstar tweeted about it, but we're all going to see just what happens in the future. I think that would be a really good matchup for KSI, because I know I would definitely love to see that boxing match happen, and I know I'm not the only one on that one. But let me wrap this video up. Leave me a comment down below. Who do you think KSI, the YouTube boxing champion, should box next? Should it be Jake Paul or someone else? But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. And if you want more, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all later.